Fantastic. Oh, wow. I haven't looked at myself. This is my mirror.
Uh-oh.
I got this whole something about Mary thing going on here. I'm going to have to work on that. Well, this is such a treat. I have come to really look forward to this, and I've got friends here and family. And if you are in the attendee section, don't take that personally. We can only move so many over, and like Tony was saying, we try to give back to the people who've been supportive and all that. It's not Studio 54 where we're just kind of like deciding, nothing personal. Yeah, and I saw that my mom is here. Hi, Mom. Makes it feel good. Yeah, I miss you too, Mom. I know. Now I feel bad. Yeah, my mom. I love my mom. We're gonna see her here coming up in a little bit. Yeah, she seems so sweet now, but as a child, when I was a child, she abused me. Yeah, she made me eat that shredded wheat. You guys remember? Not the little cute shredded wheat with the frosted tips, but the bales of hay. All the other kids were eating like Cap'n Crunch and Cocoa Puffs. I'm like, oh no, Mom, it's great. You're like, you want more? Scratch twice for no. No, she was good. She's always been good to me. She kept me off the pole. Yeah, she took me to all my sports. You got to give moms credit for that. She took me to soccer and baseball, and I wish I had stuff like that as an adult. Now all I've got is the gym, and the gym it could be a sad place. Here's what it is. Some of those people at the gym are there for the wrong reasons. You walk around and some of them have weights on their wrists to make their arms heavy, and they got the silver jacket to trap their body heat. One guy had a mask, like a muzzle from like Bane from Superman or Batman, one of the make it hard. I think at some point you have to decide whether you're at the gym because you like yourself or you don't. Because I think for some of these people, I think they're just like, the six-pack is the only thing keeping them from cutting. That's really what it comes down to. Little dark for you? Little dark out of the gate there? Yeah, that was a thing in high school. I remember we had cutters and we're like, oh, someone's got to step in and help them. Yeah, I mean, high school, what a time that was anyway, right? It's such a horrible time, isn't it? Like you're always trying to fit in with the cool kids, and they never like me anyway. And then you never see them again. I mean, briefly as they're cleaning up trash on the side of the freeway, but beyond that, yeah. I remember one night that I was trying to be cool, and the cool kids all got in this car with the psycho guy. And he was going down Decker Canyon Road, this twisty road in Newbury Park. And he kept going faster and faster. And I finally go, this is how people die right here. And I scream, if you stop, I'll give you $20. And he stopped and he let me out. And I walked home. And then, this is a true, sorry, Mom, you probably haven't heard this story. Yeah. And then, yeah, well, and then the next day at school, he's like, where's my $20? And I don't got it. And so he punched me all over my body. and I remember him being like on top of me going, I want my $20. I'm like, you just beat me up. Surely I get a discount. I want to talk to the manager. Well, I hope you guys hang out with us for the Fuegarita after party. It's a lot of fun. Tony and Carmen, they were our Fuegarita dancers earlier, and they do a great job. They really make this show possible too, so I'm lucky to have them. And Patty and I ate early so I don't get cranky and cut it short.
Yay!
As I've been wont to do. Yeah, today is so funny. I took stock of what I had eaten, and it was cantaloupe, grapes, and then couscous. So I guess I'm just in the mood for stuff that's round. I don't know. Couscous is great when you're hungry and you want 2,000 of something. Rest in peace, Mitch Hedberg. Yeah, I'm not a vegetarian. People think I am just because of the way I look. I'm not a vegetarian. Yeah. But I also couldn't hunt. I don't want to be too close to the whole process, Like as far as I know, my food died of natural causes. It was frozen in a rectangle, breaded. Yeah. It gets weird when they start naming the body parts. When you go down the menu and they get a little too specific, like, oh, yes, tonight we're having ribs. We may throw in a clavicle or a femur, I'm not sure. The cow's name was Betsy. She's a Pisces. I know that's more of a fish sign than a cow sign, but I don't know. How about this? I've been playing guitar quite a bit, and I can't remember what all I've shared and I haven't, so don't stop me if you heard it. Just humor me. And we have a lot of new people, too. Welcome, new people. We've got a great show ahead. Yeah, I love 80s music. I keep finding myself going back to that over and over, but there's a lot of mysteries in the 80s. I still don't know why Corey Hart wore his sunglasses at night. Yeah, right? He's about to tell us, and then he turns into a cat. I wear my sunglasses at night so I can. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about the punk rockers that, when I was in high school, we had guys, all the mohawks and the leather, and I wonder what happened to those people? Where are they now? You think they're still mad? What do you rebel against when you're 70? I don't care what doctors say about my arteries. All I know is that there's no such thing as too much cheese. I may never crap again, so God save the cheese. I don't know. Kind of working on that one. Yeah, and then we had my punk rock version was Green Day. That was, the version when I was coming up. Coming up is the thug you see before you today. Yeah, I like Green Day. I went and saw Green Day in concert, and I love Green Day, but the guy's voice just wears on you. It's like he's needed a Kleenex since 1992. Another song where I am stuffed up in the nose. No one understands a word at all my shows. I make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's a condition I've had my whole life. It's way beyond a handkerchief or antihistamine. We may as well let Ray Romano sing. My eyes are watering. Yeah. You know how that looks like it might hurt? Exactly how much that hurt. That was holding up coupons on the refrigerator just last week. How about this? I'll leave you with one more. I was talking about, I went to high school, and I did have a tough time in high school. I finally took refuge in theater. Those were my people. I did musicals and stuff. But then I took so much flack from the cool kids that I ended up trying out for the football team to compensate. Yeah. People ask what those 5 minutes were like. I think it's best described in song. Why, yes, I do remember the day. The grass smelled so fresh, the butterflies at play. Then they lined me up against a guy with 2 facial scars. Jimmy Beitzer. Not that I'm dwelling. A whistle blew and he attacked. Then I saw stars. Looking back, it was not a great plan to make my friends think I'm a man. And I have to say that to this day, there's still something wrong. Every time a whistle blows, I hear that same song. Something, something, I see stars. There goes Venus, there goes Mars. That's how I got here. Football concussion set me free. Turns out my best friends just wanted me to hit a high C.
All right.
Okay, well, hey, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Charles Newman. Awesome arrangement. Yeah, you guys are great. And like to what Tony said, that the audience really does make the difference. My job is to bring you the best comics that we can get our hands on across the country. And by the way, our first comic is not coming from France. He's from France. He's in LA now, but Armando, can you pretend you're coming from France to give a little, prestige to the whole? Okay, never mind. But no, it's I get the best comics that I've worked with over the years, and then the audience makes all the difference because I do Zoom shows all week long, and this one is the best one I've ever done. So thank you all for doing your part. High fives to everybody. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Okay, your first comedian here comes from France. And he is a heck of a musician himself. He just recorded a dry bar comedy special you should check out. Put your hands together for Armando Anto.
Hello, thank you so much. And we can pretend that I'm in France. We're on Zoom. It's okay. Dear people, I'm so happy and delighted to be here. And first, I have to make sure you can hear my violin. I'm going to play something. You tell me if you hear well.
Yes.
It was delightful.
Yes.
Now, I am a violinist, stand-up comedian, and many comedians, they don't like me. They call me the prop comic. And I do get it because I do bring something else to the stage, talent. Now, this is a clean show and I do more and more TV. So tonight, of course, I will not use the F word. Instead of the F word, I would like to use the F chord. I'm also a great actor. I'm such a great actor that in real life, I'm not even funny.
Oh, yeah.
During this pandemic, me and my family, we realized very important things. And I was playing one night for my family this beautiful Mozart concerto. And that night, I really realized how incredible I am. I realized many things. I realized that many people went unemployed, but you will never realize some jobs. For example, I was thinking, because my parents are from Iran, it brought me to the idea that terrorists were unemployed. During the pandemic, terrorists, they couldn't fly anymore. If they tried to explode themselves, nobody was around. 10 people maximum. But yes, guys, I am from France, and I love my accent. Some of my friends, they tell me, they say, Armando's accent sounds like somebody who's making fun of Armando's accent. But we are all after a pandemic, and I usually charge about $10,000 per violin concert. But tonight, I would like to play something that you guys can all afford. Thank you.
Yay!
You're beautiful audience. We also need a sound for change of topic. It will be like this. Okay, so we have many other problems right now, and one of them, of course, I live in Los Angeles, is the homeless situation. And you know, I mean, despite the fires, the earthquake, the homeless, the traffic, Los Angeles is a delightful place to live. But I like to talk about the homeless people. We shouldn't call them homeless. We should call them the middle class. I was driving the other day, and we have this Echo Park lake that's beautiful in Los Angeles, but now it's surrounded by tents, homeless tents. And one of these tents had 3-bedroom tents. And I came to this homeless guy and I said, "Sir, you have a 3-bedroom tent, you have Wi-Fi, lake view. How did you end up here?" You will never believe what he said. He said, "I don't live here. I just Airbnb." It's a crazy time. I saw a lady trying to steal something from the grocery store, you know, another homeless lady. She was trying to leave the store and the security stopped her. And I stopped everybody. I said, "Leave her alone. She needs food." And then the security showed me what was in the bag, and it was full of cheap liquor. I got very mad. I looked at her and I said, "Next time, get a good Merlot." Some standards. Change of topic. I have a son. I love my son so much. You know, my son brought this awful thing from school.
Like this guy.
I like myself too.
I like him too.
I don't know who said I like that guy, but you have great taste. So we talk to my son I speak to him in French. My wife is from Mexico, so she speaks to him in Spanish, and then we translate in English. So for example, I'll give you an example. The parking in French is le parking. In Espanol is el estacionamiento. And in Los Angeles, where we live, there is no parking. But now we really want him to learn Spanish and English. He's 4 years old, the poor kid. And so I only speak to my wife in French, and she only answers in Spanish. And we have no idea what's going on. But our relationship has never been better. And I love my son because he watched me do that echo. Wow, it sounds wonderful. So my son, he watched me doing comedy and violin. And the other day I asked him the important question. I said, "Do you like comedy or violin more?" And he said, "I love comedy." And I was so touched. I said, "Why? Because it's funny?" And he said, "No, because I don't want to practice." Now, lying is a vital skill, I think. It's very important to know how to lie. So I taught my child about lying, which, by the way, we need a new sound for lies. That would be it. I told my son, and my son said, "Dad, what is lying? What is lying, Dad?" And I answered to him, I said, "Well, do you remember when I said that you were the most important thing in the world?" And then my wife, she came in, she heard us, and she said, "Remember when I told you that he was your son?" The conversation ended greatly. But at the end, my son looked at me and said, "Thank you, Dad. Thank you for teaching me about lying. I love you." And then he went. At this time of the night, I would like to play a concerto from the hood. Yeah. This is for my dogs. Check me out. But everything in my life was glitter and gold. The croissant on my table were 3 days old. French suffering. The guy gave me a croissant with cheese. I said, no, thank you, monsieur. It rhymes in French. Yeah. That was for my dog. Wrong crowd. I teach the violin. I teach the violin, and I found a great way to make teaching fun. I have other teacher teaching for me, and I hate some of the questions I get from some of the parents. I always hear the same questions when we start a child on the violin. For example, I always hear, "What if my child is going to hate the violin?" And I always answer, "What about if I'm gonna hate your child?" It's a strong possibility. And I'm like, your child doesn't hate the violin at some point, she's not normal. Now, she even told me the other day, she said, but how much is my child gonna hate the violin? I said, she's gonna hate the violin as much as she hates you. Anyways, before I finish this amazing experience, during the protest, right after the quarantine, you know, we had big protests. I live in Hollywood. So I brought my son on a rooftop and we could see the thousands of people. And I told my son, I said, look at all those people protesting. You know, they are all different colors, brown, white, they are all protesting together and are all equal. And we are better than them. Because we just came out of a quarantine. And then my son was confused. My son thinks that my arrogance is racism. And I told him, I said, he asked me, he said, son, he said, Daddy, why do you think you're better than black people? I said, I've never said that I'm better than black people. I said I'm better than everybody. Anyways, to tell you the truth, I think we have vaccines against COVID, but I don't think we have any vaccine against stupidity. I would like to end this amazing experience with a beautiful, real Arabic song we play at weddings. I hope you enjoy.
Okay.
You guys have no musical taste. I'm going to play something more refined.
Oh, yeah.
My name is Armando Anto. Thank you so much.
All right, let him hear it, everybody. Armando Anto. Now I'm having trouble making myself spotlight. Give me a second here, everybody. Okay, there we go. Armando Anto, nicely done, man. You got a lot of positive comments too from our regulars. Check them out, Armando. Darren Biamonte said you were great, and Eileen played the cello herself, and it hurt her chin. And Carmen, our very own Carmen, loved the joke about French suffering. Great job, man. Appreciate you doing it. Okay, your next comedian is coming to us from No, he's coming to you from Washington. Very funny guy. Oh no, I'm sorry, Oregon. Very funny guy. He used to live here in LA, and I've worked with him 1,000 times. He also has a dry bar comedy special. He's been on Conan. Put your hands together for my friend Andrew Sleighter.
Hey, thank you so much, Jason. Good to
There he is.
Oh, can you see me? Can you hear me?
There you are.
Hear me? Good. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, everybody. It is great to be here via Zoom. We're doing it the safe way still with this COVID. You know, I think we are in a different place with COVID now, though, than we were, like, say, back in March. You know, we can see some light at the end of the tunnel. We can see how we're going to get out with the vaccines, you know. But we're also less empathetic, I think. Remember when this first thing started, back in March? Remember when you heard about, like, Tom Hanks getting COVID? Remember how we all felt? Oh, my God, please pray for Tom Hanks. Please let him be okay. We've lost that energy. We have no time for that anymore. Too many people have gotten it. Now what is your reaction when you hear of someone you know of getting COVID? I know what mine is. You idiot. What did you do? You screwed up, you moron. You visited your family, didn't you? What were you thinking? Warning this for everybody. That's why if I ever get COVID, I'm not telling anybody. All right? Yeah, I'm keeping that to myself. It's too embarrassing at this point. I'm not admitting it. I mean, I'll be safe. I'll stay home, you know, and quarantine, but I'm not telling people why. They'll be like, hey, Andrew, you want to come to this socially distanced picnic? It's like, no, I can't go out for a couple weeks. I got a DUI. I stay home. No, it was irresponsible. But no, this is great. The vaccine is coming out, you know, that's cool. I love watching the news, seeing all these old people get their shots. That's what I do all day long. I never thought I'd be so inspired watching the elderly take their medicine, but that's what I do all day. 3 hours on CNN. I'm just line up grandma. I want to see it. Give it to her twice. Come on, make sure. I think this is how old people should be the new influencers. You know, they should this is how they should roll out every new product. They should get everything first. I think it's great. You know, it's like, hey, there goes 98-year-old World War II veteran Gus Mencken, everybody, the first American to receive a PS5. Look at that. Yeah, he doesn't know what it does, but he's going to have a good time figuring it out. No, it's good. It's, you know, it's exciting time. Obviously, crazy times, you know, people storming the Capitol building, for God's sakes. I think we all had the same thought. I know you're, like, watching that happen, and you're like, how did they not see this coming? You know, I think, how many tax dollars do they need for us to install a Ring video doorbell on the U.S. Capitol building? I mean, they would have seen it coming, at least. I got one of those things for Christmas, okay? And I know when someone steals an Amazon package 3 counties away, all right? The phone starts lighting up like it's Christmas Eve. If somebody walks by my Prius looking at it too close. They've been stealing the catalytic converters. You got to be careful. I don't know. These Ring video doorbells, I don't know if anybody has one, but they really make you paranoid, okay? Because my phone is constantly dinging and telling me things going on, people walking by my house. And then I went for a walk with my wife, and we're 10 minutes away from my house, and my phone, you know, I hadn't checked it. I checked my phone, you know. I was like, oh my God, honey, someone was at our house, at our front door. They look at the video. They were coming out of our front door 10 minutes ago, and they look just like us. Our clothes and everything. I'm a little paranoid, but it's an exciting time though for me personally. As my wife and I just had a baby. She's about 4 weeks old now, our first one. My mom is really excited because it's her first grandchild. Okay, and she deserves, you know, some good things to look forward to because she had a tough year. Her name is Karen. Sleighter, that's her real name. Yeah, it's been a tough year for the real life Karens. People forget it. I don't know if we have any out there, but a lot of blowback, okay? I just wish that insult had been around when I was a kid. You know, that would have helped me out quite a bit as a jerk 12-year-old to have that in my back pocket anytime I want. Oh, my God. I'd be like, oh, I need to finish my vegetables? Okay, Karen, let's take it easy. Hey, TV time's up. That's a real Karen move to have a TV time. I don't think we're going to be doing TV time. My mom likes to say, you know, she loves to talk about how crazy she is. You know, normal families love talking about how crazy they are. I walked by this big fancy house the other day, and they had a sign that said, "If anybody asks, there's just a normal, regular family who lives here." And I was like, you know what? You guys probably aren't that crazy, okay? You're really not. Everyone thinks they're crazy. You know who doesn't think they're crazy? Crazy people, all right? Social services never sees the sign that says, "If anybody asks, only normal people live here," okay? Crazy people can't wait to tell you how normal they are, and normally it's in court. They're usually testifying. But I don't know if anybody's drinking. Anybody drinking? I like red wine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to cut back, though. I've been trying to cut back, substitute it. I find I can get the same result if I crush up 2 melatonin and put it in a Powerade. My vintage lately. It's trying to save money. It's been crazy news, though. And then this, I don't know if you've been following this stock market. I don't know. I can't keep track sometimes. Now the way I understand it, there's all these kids on Reddit, this website for like a bunch of video game nerds, you know. They've all banded together and made a fortune on GameStop stock. So now there's all these millionaires, and they're just these internet trolls who live in their basement, right? Talk about new money. That's going to be awkward, right? At the Four Seasons Hotel, a bunch of neckbeards walking around. You know, they're going to be like at Nobu. Like, hey, do you guys have fish sticks? You know? They're going to be on the Virgin Galactic space shuttle and being like, hey, is there somewhere I can plug in my Switch? I need to charge my Switch. You guys are nice. Anyway, but I've been trying to get a little healthier in this pandemic. I don't know about you. Some people say they work. Someone just said made $400 on GameStop today. Good for you. I'm sure. Hey, the bubble never burst. I'm sure there's no way that could
Spend it all in one place.
Exactly. I would sell quickly. No. Hold or whatever they say. Look, my point is that I've been trying to get healthier, just to be honest with you, because it's been a long quarantine for me, and I thought, you know, I'm gonna have I have a daughter now, you know, and so I need to go. I thought I should go to the doctor and get checked out, make sure I'm gonna live long enough for this kid to be a dad, you know, because I hadn't been to the doctor in like 6 years as a comedian. So I finally go in COVID and everything. I go, and one thing I forgot about going to the doctor is that they weigh you in. Yeah. Woof. Was not ready for that, okay? Because I don't know about you, but there is no Peloton in this house, okay? There's no Peloton, no Nordic Track. There's Postmates, okay? I've been doing a lot. Uber Eats. Those are my I get burritos all the time. You ever order here's when you feel your fattest. This is the fattest feeling in the world. Is when you take too big a bite of a burrito and you get a little wrapper in your bite. You ever do that? Low moment. The only way you feel fatter is if you decide, well, I'm not going to find the wrapper and pull it out of my mouth. That's just right there. And I got to pull everything. I might pull out some avocado. Okay, I can't risk it. It's all fiber, you know? So I go to the doctor. And I'm a little, you know, concerned about my weight. It's heavier than I was hoping. And the doctor addressed it. I never even met this doctor. I don't know if she saw my chart, whatever, but she goes, I just thought the way she addressed it was insulting to me because this is what she said to me. She goes, hey, Andrew, have you been eating a lot of canned food? Canned food? I'm sorry. Do I look fat and poor? Is that what's going on? Why does it have to be canned food? You know, like I can't be like a steak and whiskey fat guy or like a pasta primavera for breakfast, like Tony Soprano fat guy. Like, hey, Mr. SpaghettiOs, what's with all the stag chili? What's going on, buddy? I think it's because she saw my health insurance plan. Okay, she could see Like, he's on the bronze plan. He doesn't have Wendy's money, you know? He doesn't have 4 for 4. How is it physically possible he gained weight? Doctors are very elitist, you know? They make judgments about you based on your income status. Like, she knows I'm broke or what, and then I complain about my shoulder, and she's like, oh, have you been doing a lot of sign spinning? That can be rough. Oh, have you been wearing a barrel instead of clothing? Because all that extra weight can put some strain on ligaments. No, I wanna get in shape. I wanna make some money. I got a way to do both. I think because, you know, it's like this whole pandemic is ironic because for me, I'm 36 years old, you know, so I'm technically a millennial, I guess, and my generation has always been obsessed with health. You know, we were eating organic and kale smoothies and doing yoga, a very health conscious generation, but we're also the least healthy financially, right? There's never been a less healthy financial generation than millennials. And those two things, when you put them together, do not mix very well. Okay? Like, what? You know, I'm going to be 120 years old one day with roommates, you know, stealing somebody's Hulu Plus password. That's not a good look. You know what I mean? You don't want to be... Why do I want to live forever? There should be a warning on every bottle of vitamins that says, if you are not currently contributing to an IRA, do not take these. These are not for you. Warning. But, so here's how I'm going to fix it. I'm going to create an app, right? I'm going to make an app that's constantly comparing your physical health to your financial health, and it tells you how to live, right? So if you get like a new job with benefits, your app will ding and go, hey, maybe cut out red meat, start exercising. You've got a lot to live for, right? But if you're a comedian during the pandemic, the app will ding and go, hey, you ever thought about crack? Yeah, maybe give crack a try. Have some experiences. Live in the moment. You know what's going to happen. All right. Well, that's it for me. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the show, everybody.
All right. Andrew Sleighter, everybody. Sticks the landing and gets off. Always a pro, Andrew. Okay, so I'm going to share the tip jar while I'm talking because there was somebody in the chat section just kept putting up random emojis. And at first it was kind of funny. It was like a puzzle. And then I'm like, wait a minute. This guy's like heckling in the most passive aggressive way. And I kicked him out. It was the first person I've ever kicked out of the show. But I thought he was like just being like a little snot. And then he texted me going, hey, dude, what's the matter? I'm like, oh, no. I knew the guy. So I lost a friend, but it was for you that I lost this friend.
Oh my God.
But hey, Andrew, you got a lot of props in the chat aside from the mysterious emoji stream. Brian or Wes Hinson said you were hilarious. My mom loved you. And Charles Newman said, great material. Charles, you're from Santa Barbara, right, Charles?
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to Santa Barbara.
Charles.
Okay. Are you guys ready for your next comedian?
Yeah.
Okay, well, your next comedian, he's been on everything. He's been on NBC, Comedy Central, Live at Gotham. I worked with him on the Norwegian Cruise Line. Put your hands together for the very funny Aryanpur. Where are we, Aaron?
I'm right here. Hello.
There he is.
You hear me?
I gotcha.
I got the mic right here. Hi, everybody. How are you?
Hey.
Happy Friday. I had some issues logging back in because I got kicked off for sending some emojis. And, I don't have a dry bar special to promote like the other comics. A lot of you looking at me like you don't know who the hell I am. That's fine. I'm totally used to it. You've seen America's Got Talent. If you've seen Last Comic Standing, I have seen those shows as well. So we're all on the same page. And Armando shared his violin. I thought that was great. I've got some other things I'd like to share. So I'm going to try to share a presentation if you don't mind. I'm going to see how this goes.
Oh, no.
Zoom. That's all. I have to preface every time. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to share. I'm going to click, and then maybe it's going to click, and then like, oh, where did it go? Where's the volume? And then all of a sudden, I hear Aaron, you're on mute. I'm like, okay. All right, sharing
Texas.
now. I'm also from France. Here we go. Everybody see that?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, see? Up until March of last year, I was a professional comedian. I think a lot of us were. I actually, I worked with Jason a few times, and we were, I was about to set sail for another 2-week cruise, literally as everything shut down. And I was, I've never been so mad and thankful all at the exact same time. But this was my last last year, and then this was the last time I was in the newspaper. Just I need to tell you how thankful I am that you guys have let me join this show. So anyway, I think that it's been interesting watching everybody, especially over the last year or so. The events were crazy, and I think Americans were shocked, just by looking at their fellow American going, how did we grow up in the same place? How do we have these shared experiences? How are we looking at the same information? And how do you walk away getting this so wrong? And like, I'm wrong, you're wrong. And some people were really surprised by that, but then there were those of us who have been married. So we're very used to it. Special shout out to all the couples who are quarantined into figuring things out. By the way. With the Zoom meetings, by the way, that's the thing, everybody at home, like spouse at home, everybody working from home. And has anybody else experienced this where you catching your significant other on a Zoom call working and handling work stress with patience and humor, and you're like, who is this person? I've never seen this person. Why doesn't this person ever come home? Like, this is so shocking. Being on top of everybody, the kids are here, my wife is here, we're always around each other. I've also been doing Zoom meetings with my therapist, and that's actually been very helpful, because all I really need to do is turn the phone around sometimes and just go, look, see? I've got my 2 boys. I love them to death. I don't know if there are any other parents out there. Any other parents have Narnia time? Where you just shove your kids in a closet for a couple of hours and just go to the back, look through the coats, see if there's a magical realm. Go. Trying to maintain some kind of, sense of normalcy, some sort of, having some kind of, I don't know, just time doesn't seem to matter, and I'm trying to keep them on some kind of schedule. It's like, man, how long has it been since you brushed your teeth? How long has it been since you brushed your teeth? I'm like, okay, good point. I'd say one of the highlights of this whole thing has been birthday parties. I never thought I'd get excited about a kid's birthday party. We get all the credit in the world now for just driving by. You want to go to a birthday party? I'm like, yes, let's go. Just drive, honk, hi, how are you? Can we send a gift? No, we can't touch anything. They can't touch anything. I can do 100 of these a day. Let's do it. The scary part, I guess, has also been with my kids in school, because they came home for spring break and then they just never left. And I think that was the case. And then, they would try the Zoom schooling, and my wife is a teacher and she'd be teaching in the other room, and it'd be really sweet. I'd be sitting on the couch next to my 8-year-old, and he'd look up sweet at me because we could hear her teaching in the other room. And he would just go, some kids aren't going to make it to high school, are they? Like, no. But then the end of the year came, and usually the end of the school year is like just a huge party. It's, there's yearbooks to sign, and there's people to see and all sorts of stuff. And there was none of that. There was just kind of a text from the teacher that says it's over. I turned to my kid. It's like, I think we just got dumped. And it really wasn't like the end of the school year. It wasn't like a bad breakup, because the text was like, there's no gifts this time, no hugs, no words. Your crap's on the curb. Come get it. That's not the end of a second grade. That's an Adele album. That's some sad stuff. And then you gotta worry all summer long if the kids are going to go back to school, and we fretted about it, and we tested, and we made sure that the schools were going to be, safe if they were going to do in person, and really, really nervous about it. And it was really funny. I dropped off both my boys that day. The elementary schooler we dropped off, and the place was desolate. There was nobody at the elementary school, just nobody. And I guess everybody wanted to keep their precious children, their little babies, home with them to protect them. I dropped my high schooler off later that morning, and I had never seen that many cars. I had never a rolling parking lot going just slow enough to where you could open the door and kick the kid out with them bruising too bad. But I'm nervous, right? I'm nervous because the one thing I don't want are the emails, and almost immediately, day one, where they're like, we're taking all the precautions. There's not going to be any COVID. We're doing all the things that we can do. And then like day two, hi. So we have one confirmed case, and like, okay, we try to handle that. And then it would become day two. Okay, hi. So we have two confirmed cases. Like, I don't feel safe. And then the emails started becoming more and more like, we are sending this email to you because one of the three things may be true. And I'm like, I don't need a riddle right now. I need information. I don't some COVID troll under a bridge go right on me. Just do this quick. And people have been, home, and they're eating and all that kind of stuff. I've actually dropped some weight this lockdown. It's been very, very weird. I don't, it's a blessing, I guess. I actually lost about 25 pounds, over the last, and apparently all it took was for every buffet and frozen yogurt place to the entire world. This is a real picture I took in my backyard. This was my neighbor. And I know what it's like. We're all piled on top of each other. There's no time for yourself. And I saw this guy with his phone, and I was like, dang, I need to buy a ladder. I'm an artist too. I do this stuff. So I draw, I do cartoons, I do caricatures.
Wow.
And I kept myself busy. Well, if we can play the violin on this show, I'm going to show some pictures too. This is something I did to keep me busy during the quarantine, as was this one. You couldn't could not avoid it. I want to talk about some food. An old cartoon I did. That would be me with every coworker ever. So I was a big kid growing up. Surprise, surprise. As a big kid growing up, all the teachers enlisted me to move all the heavy stuff for them. They just thought I was strong. I'm 8 years old. I'm husky. I don't have any strength. Okay. They try to bribe me. It's okay, Aaron. I've got cookies. I'm like, thanks. What I need is more simple sugars. My body clearly can't. All right. What kind of cookies are we talking about? I'll do it. Andrew's talking about burritos. I love burritos. I love the burrito places. First time I even heard about a burrito place like Chipotle Freebirds, my buddy was like, we got to go, man. They got burritos the size of babies. Like, dude. Like, no, thank you. That sounds gross. That sounds disgusting. And I've never been that hungry either. I never looked at a newborn. Are you going to finish that? Like, I've never been that monster. So I've been on various diets. So far, this quarantine one's been one of the better ones, slow and steady. But somebody taking a bath? That's amazing. Somebody's splish splashing right as we were, okay. Text 2, I was about to talk about my liquid diet. No, I would go to these weight loss clinics, and I would try to lose weight that way. You check in, have some sort of accountability. But every weight loss clinic I ever saw, every nutritionist office I ever went to, every gym I've ever belonged to has always been in a strip mall, surrounded by taco places and burger places. Like, good luck out there. I'm like, thank you. So, but it's embarrassing. You got to get on a scale, you got to get your, weight in like that. You got to keep a diary. So, was this everything you ate this week, Aaron? That's everything I wrote down. I don't know why it's not working. But I want to tell you about the state fair. This was fun years and years ago. State fairs all over the country, I know that, but Texas just loves to fry anything and shove it into something else that's never been fried before. And they've had fried butter. They've had fried. That's not a joke. They have fried margaritas when you're fried salad for the health nut, I guess. Just what, no dressing for me. So this is one Saturday afternoon, years and years ago. I'm at the state fair with my family and having a great time Saturday afternoon. By midnight that night, I'm in the hospital. I'm in the emergency room because my gallbladder, who went up until that point never said anything, just all of a sudden wanted out. Just like no 2 weeks notice, no nothing, just And a couple things occurred to me that night. One, that stuff never seems to happen during the work week. It's always middle of the night, bring a great weekend. It would almost be worth it if it happened like 10 a.m. Tuesday in the middle of a meeting in front of a client or something, like, oh my God, I think I'm dying. I'm pretty sure it's your fault. I have to go. Like, that would be amazing. So we got a new Godzilla movie coming out. I always related. I always wondered if he was just a little self-conscious about the damage he was doing. Oh. My wife, I'm married. She's too pretty for me. I know that. It's a good problem to have. I found that out because I used to keep a picture of her on my desk at my old job, and coworkers would come by like, wow. She's really pretty. And I'm like all shocked, like concerned for her safety. And they're saying, wow, she's really pretty. What I'm hearing is, hey, way to go, Shrek. That's not cool. That's not nice. How'd you get her? Like I tricked her, like I set a trap. Coach back, gotcha. Like nobody ever questioned when two really good looking people get together. It's like, oh my God, what a cute couple. Do you see that? Oh. Nobody questions two really ugly people get together. Like, oh, thank God those two found each other, right? Oh. There's a lid for every pot. A lid. We've been together a while, my wife and I, a long time. When you're in a relationship long enough, you say silly things like, isn't it crazy how we finish each other's sentences? I'm like, technically, you finish mine. That's called interrupting. There's a difference. I'm romantic. It's rude. It's really starting to piss me off. Can't do anything about it. In too deep. Quarantine. Been together a while, long time. So long that if I really want to get her excited now, I have to start dressing like the Amazon Prime delivery guy. Brown shorts, bing bong, catch me. I thought when I became a grown-up, I could go where I want, do what I want, eat what I want. I'm not allowed to eat what I want to eat when my family and I go out to eat. My wife is allowed to order whatever she wants to eat. I have to order whatever she wants to try. You know what I mean? What are you gonna get? No, I'm not gonna tell you. I'll tell the nice waitress when she gets back, and we're gonna all find out together. But if we're gonna split something, we don't. I want to split anything. You're gonna stay on your side of the table. Whatever she wants becomes my obligation to get. You're gonna get the coconut shrimp. I don't want coconut. Why? Looks good. I want to try it. Well, then you order it, baby. I just want to buy. I don't want any. I win. I want the entree the least, but I order it because I love her. She takes one bite. Ew, this is gross. Thank you. I got a whole plate of coconut shrimp nobody wanted. But I eat it because I'm a man. And I'm hungry. And I'm paying for it. And I'm allergic to shellfish and coconut, but that's how much I love this woman. That's how. That's a joke. I'm going to skip the weddings part. I'm going to get straight to the kids part.
This was your light, Aaron, just in case you don't see me.
Oh, that's how much more?
Well, it's one more minute.
Oh, okay. I'm going to share this. Let's get out of here. A couple of cartoons about parenthood. This has made me feel old. My kid, a DVD, like from the 1900s? Yes. The slowest reaction times in the animal kingdom, the three-toed sloth, a garden snail, a Galapagos giant tortoise, and a child watching juice spill. Personal favorite. Just real quick, I thought it was kind of cool. Happy New Year's, everybody. Late New Year's. I got to go to Central America for New Year's a couple years ago. We got to go perform on a base. I mentioned on stage a while ago, I got to go to Central America. This woman in the audience, she goes, Nebraska? I was like, no. But I got to sleep in a military base. That was the latrine. And there's something trippy about flying in a propeller plane and seeing a dormant volcano and just landing at a dirt airfield and going, looking out the window and see a Wendy's. But the best part was this zip lining over this giant waterfall, and I wanted to go, but I was nervous because my weight's gone up and down so many times over the years. Like, you know, I'm really self-conscious about it. And there's nothing more humbling than buying your old fat clothes back. I've done it. And I just was trying to be safe about it. I asked the nice Honduran lady in my best high school Spanish, I'm like, pregunta, hay un límite de, you know, like gordo, right? Like not as gordo as I used to be, more gordo, like como se dice, I feelings, bad feelings, right? And she just looked at me and she goes, it's okay. And it was okay.
It's okay.
That's the end of the story. Hey guys, my name is Aaron. Thank you so much. That's going to be my time. You guys are awesome.
All right, Aaron Aryanpur, nicely done. It's funny, he was talking about Zooming with his therapist. Doesn't he have like the ultimate therapist voice? Like,
Yes.
It's just got this calming, hypnotic feel. And that's the first time I've ever seen a comedian do a set and show his set list while he was going. Now you all know the magic behind the scenes. That's all it is.
Presentation, man. I'm showing you.
Yeah, we make it. Yeah, sure. He may make it look all natural, but it's just a checklist. Okay, so great job, Aaron. You got a lot of good comments, and I'm running out of time. I'm trying to keep it moving, so I won't be able to share them. You'll have to look in the chat section. And while I talk right now, this is the first time that we've ever done shows in back-to-back weeks. And the reason is that I wanted to do it twice a month, and that was the only way to make it work out. So if you can't come next week, please share this with like 60 of your best friends. Because so long as I could make my money back, I don't mind. But you know, it makes me a little nervous when we do it back to back. I don't want it to lose its specialness. And the other reason too is that Aparna Nancherla, she's kind of a hot shot, and we were lucky to get her on the show for next week as well. So that's next week. Please share it. And are you ready for your final comedian, everybody?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
He super funny guy, and we're also very lucky to get him. He has been on Last Comic Standing. He's been on the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. He was voted the best comedian in Atlanta. Put your hands together for Drew Thomas.
All right.
How's everyone doing? How's everybody doing?
Great.
All right, Drew.
This show has been so much fun. I've enjoyed everyone. It's like comedy and Walking Dead at the same time. Jason is like talk after walk. I like it. Like how did you like today's episode? Did he have to die? Yeah, he did. I've done a couple of Zoom shows and some of them didn't go well. The best Zoom show is my family. So my family's from Jamaica, and the whole Zoom thing started in the lockdown. And then I got these old aunts that can't get the Zoom right. So I got one aunt that's still sitting in the window in Queens somewhere because they told her to turn to the light, and she's been there since May. And I'm like, stay away from the light. Don't do it. Stay away from the light. She's been in that window since Mother's Day. So it's just get on this. Like all of us, we've been home since March. It's crazy because I was supposed to go on a Carnival cruise, I think March the 15th. And me and my agent was playing this game with Carnival because they were like, well, my family was like, you should cancel. I'm like, no, if you cancel, you won't get paid. I'm going to play this out to the last minute. So Carnival bought a plane ticket and they had an itinerary for me. And they're like, you all set to leave tomorrow? And I'm like, I'm not going nowhere. And then at the last minute, it was Friday the 13th, they shut everything down and they called Saturday and was like, you don't have to go. And I'm like, but I get paid though. I get paid. But the beginning was rough because like in the beginning, the instructions weren't clear. We really didn't know what to do as a country. Like I had friends wiping their grapes down with disinfectant wipes. And I'm like, you're not supposed to do that. I don't think you're supposed to wipe your grapes and your oranges down. People just didn't know what to do. The instructions weren't clear, and then they changed up. You had those people on the internet posting with all their cans of Lysol, like they killed a lion or something, like with their big score. That friend, she was like, look, I went out early this morning. I got 15 cans of Lysol. And I'm like, we don't have any Lysol in Atlanta. Atlanta lost their mind. I mean, I don't know if the Middle Eastern people and the Indian people got news before everybody, but they got all the toilet paper. In the beginning, they got some international news source that we don't have, so they had the news from their family members. Go get toilet paper, and they went and got it. There wasn't any toilet paper, and I'm looking at couples like Daryl and Holly sitting there, and I'm thinking of people like that. Like for the first time in years, Holly was saying things to herself like, my husband's eyes are close together. You just didn't notice. You never looked at your husband that much before till you got locked down. You have dinner at 6. You only talk to him till 9. You do one thing together on Saturday. Now you're staring at him every day. Same face, same face. You really got to like that face, You got to come up with excuses to leave the house. I'm not married, and I think the only thing that made me last during the quarantine is the fact that me and my girlfriend live in separate quarters. So that's how we made it, because I could just go home when she got on my nerves. I'm like, I have paper towel. I'm leaving. You don't have paper. So that's why we made it. But I thought about the married people, like, now you're making up excuses to leave the house. Like, I need filters. It's going to take you all day to get filters. They don't have all the filters for your house at one store. It's going to take 4 stores to get these filters. So, I got to change all the filters. But we didn't know what to do. The instructions weren't clear. We didn't know what people were making up remedies. They were mixing cold remedies with flu remedies, and like, if you boil Fabuloso and bleach and wipe it on the kids, you'll be good. And I'm like, wait for Fauci. Dr. Fauci will tell you what to do. Don't make up your own stuff. You can't rub Fabuloso on your kids' feet, and this is going to keep you from COVID. It's not. And then they split the country up into 2 teams. We were like middle school playing basketball when it was like shirts and skins. So we got split up into mask and no mask. And then it was like 2 teams. It was like, yeah, you no mask, get over here. You with the no mask people. And it was like, you got a mask? Oh, I got a mask. And then I live in Atlanta. They were punching old people out for wearing masks. I'm like, you can't punch old people. Oh, that's not even nice. Like, you need to put on a mask. Pow! I'm like, you can't hit old people. It was rough in Atlanta. And I live with. They were punching out old people in Costco. They were pushing down old people in Costco. You can't do that. Then you got these store cards like your Save a Lot or your Ralph's card, a Kroger card, and you got this lady that don't want to share it with you, like it's coming out of her profit sharing. Like, it's 10 for 10 for everybody, lady. Let me use your card. Well, it's not just 10 apple juice for you, it's 10 apple juice for everybody. They changed the rules because the supply chain got tight. So some grocery stores, they were doing only the elderly can shop at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I was down at the grocery store like a teenager buying cigarettes. I'm like, I don't have my ID, but if you could please get me 2 cans of Lysol, I'll wait right here outside for you if you could get me 2 cans. I don't have my ID. I'll just wait for you out here. I can't go on with you. So then they felt bad. So then later they changed the rules to where us, the regular people, can shop at 8 o'clock. So I go down to grocery store one morning at 8 o'clock. There's a line outside the grocery store. There's a heavyset lady in front of me in one of those chairs that you ride in, but she didn't charge her chair up. And I'm like, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. You know you coming to get Lysol. You didn't charge your chair up. What were you doing last night? Riding around all night Walmart using up your juice. You knew you were coming out here. And I'm dressed like I'm on Walking Dead. I got a belt thing across my chest, my grocery, like eggs, bullets, Lysol. You know, I'm keeping it real simple, you know, going on this run. I even changed the way I talk. I'm like, I'll be back. I'm going to get food and supplies. Make bullets while I'm gone. I'll be right back. I'm going to get eggs and Lysol. Paper towel. Eat with one hand, wipe with the other. Started adapting things from other cultures. I'm like, we're not gonna make it. And then in the South, they were like, you got to get bullets. You got to get an AR. I'm like, I need bullets to protect my soup. I got to get bullets. So I had to go get bullets. I'm like, I'm so far removed from who I was. I tell jokes. Now I'm building ARs. I got bullets. They had people buying stuff we don't even eat. Like, I saw white women buying bags of rice. You make rice in microwaves. They were buying 15-pound bags of jasmine rice. I'm like, what are you gonna do with this? You only keeping this to put your phone in it if it gets wet. That's all this rice is for. You got people buying, they were buying every color bean you could find. I want the red ones, the black ones, get the brown ones, the pinto ones. I don't know how to cook them, just buy them, get them all. We're gonna be on lockdown. They had us looking for COVID in the first like March, April. We didn't know what it looked like. We were actually looking for like, is that COVID? Is that it right there? It lasted on cardboard for 3 days. It was in the air for 17 seconds. We didn't know what to do. I didn't know if it was a bird or a person, you know. Some of the people in my neighborhood thought it was me. Like the cops came to the door one day. I live with my sister, and when I was moving in, you know, these neighborhoods, sometimes they don't like darker people to come in. So I'm moving in, and the cop came by, was like, is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just moving in. And he was like, oh, somebody complained about a brown bear in sweatpants. And I'm like, well, that's me. And you know, once those calls start coming in, you gotta be careful, you know, because now you got everybody looking for a brown bear in sweatpants. And I'm like, they trying to get me. I gotta go get some bullets, man. And then they trickled out the information, so all of us probably thought one day or another that we had it, because you didn't know if it was the sniffles or a summer cold. One day I knew I had it. I got in bed. I called 2 of my closest friends. I was like, look, I'm dying. I got COVID. I got the chills. I don't know what it was, but it only lasted 1 day. And I had to get my affairs in order. I said, somebody got to get my NASCAR cup collection. You know, it made you really think about getting your life in order, get your affairs in order. Like, who gets your collection? Everybody collects something. You see how they do on Hoarders? You don't just come like on Hoarders and just start throwing your stuff out in the yard. You don't want that. You like, I've been collecting those clown figurines for years. Put my stuff down. Put that down. So I knew I didn't want COVID and just random people coming, going through my stuff, just taking my bullets while I can't breathe. You know? This was the first year, like, for older couples, like a ventilator was a viable Christmas gift. Like, I'm thinking about getting you a ventilator. we should keep one in the house. You know what I mean? Holly, get Daryl a ventilator. Get him one. You never know. You know, it's still going around. Now we got a 3rd strain and a 2nd strain. They like groups now. There's a strain out of the UK and there's another strain out of South Africa. I'm like, oh man, y'all crazy. I'm just trying to find somebody to grow old and die with. You know, I live in Atlanta. Atlanta's one of them cities. We have everybody in Atlanta. You know, we have the LGBTQ community. Everybody's represented, and it's 2021. You can't offend anyone. You can't step on anybody's toes. If you meet somebody in Atlanta that's attractive, you have to say things like, "How long have you been a woman?" That's a legit question, you know, like if you've been doing it for 10 years, I might be okay with it. But if this is your first time, I don't want no parts of this, you know. I can tell you just bought these heels, you know, you just started walking in these heels. You still saying things guys say, you know, like race you to the car. Don't no woman say race. I'm on to you, ma'am, sir. I'm on to you. You're not gonna get me. But I practice what I preach. You know, I'm open-minded, and the older I get, I like seeing all the couples on this show. It's nice just seeing people sitting on their couch enjoying comedy. It makes me realize that the older you get, you have to be open-minded. Nobody wants to die alone, so you have to be open-minded to dating people from different races, different religions, different age ranges. I used to date a Muslim girl, and she came to me early in the relationship and said, "Would you consider becoming Muslim so we could get married?" And I was like, "No, I'm Christian. I just want one wife and a girlfriend. Who wants 4 wives?" You know, I was raised right. You know what I mean? You know? Nobody wants to come home from a night of drinking and be like, "I was out with the fellas. I was out with the fellas. I was out with the fellas." So that relationship was okay. We broke up, and I actually moved from Atlanta to Vegas for a while. I lived in Vegas for about 3 years, and I first got to Vegas, and a good friend of mine called me up. You always have a good friend who helps you through a breakup, and my buddy was like, "Why don't you see what Vegas has to offer?" And I'm like, "Man, I'm just tired right now. You know, no more dinners, no more movies, no more car parts. I'm not buying anything." And he was like, "Car parts?" And I'm like, "I know I'm not the only person ever bought a woman car parts before." And it reminded me of a time I was dating a young lady, and one day she called me out the blue and said, "Hey, I'm down here at the tire shop. I got the kids with me, and the guy is saying I need front and back brakes. Is there any way that you could come down and help out?" And I was like, "Yes, I could come down and help out, but you need to call the other 2 guys you sleeping with too, and let's get them down here and help out with the bill." So I got down to the tire shop, and I got the guy on the phone, and I said, "Hey man, I already paid for these front brakes. You need to come pay for these back brakes because we need to keep her safe while she drives between both our houses." I mean, you're not gonna take my brakes and stop at his house. I'm fair. I'm not a fool, you know. So my buddy, in trying to cheer me up, he says, "I know what you need. You need a chubby girl. You never dated a chubby girl. Chubby girls are fun." So I went and found a chubby girl, but nobody told me chubby girls eat your leftovers, you know. I wasn't prepared for that. I don't have extra meals like that. I'm on a budget. All my meals are spoken for. You know, she would call me in the middle of the day and be like, "I left this morning quietly. I didn't want to make no noise and wake you." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you took my lunch." I was going to eat that spaghetti when I woke up, you know. I was like, this ain't gonna work, chubby girl. This ain't gonna work. I'm always optimistic, you know. I'm always optimistic. But I mean, it's just, I thought we get it. I tell people, they say, "Hey, when you gonna get back on the road again?" I said, "Well, I'm black and my last name is Thomas, so I don't think the vaccine get to me till like September." Something like that. It's gonna be late. They're not gonna get to me right away, you know. I worked a lot in December. I said, oh, they're trying to keep the white comics safe. I was everywhere on the road. They keeping them until this vaccine get out. It's been rough. But we're gonna make it though. You know, I want to do it. The couples just like you people have. If you stay together during the quarantine, you're gonna make it because you had time to decide if this is where you want to be. You know, you definitely have. And I want to do it. I actually think marriage brings stability to a man's life. You know, but I'm scared and I'm not afraid to admit it. And the thing that scares me the most about marriage is the fact that men and women don't really look at marriage the same way. You know, when women talk about marriage, it's a happy occasion. I'm getting married. I got my colors picked out. I got 4 of my fat friends to stand next to me. It's gonna be a beautiful day. No, their dress is ugly. Mine is pretty. And it's just not the same for the men. When men talk about marriage with our friends, it sounds like something you get diagnosed with. Like, you hear what happened to Charles? And you're like, no, he's getting married. No! I just seen him last week. When did he find out? I told him yesterday at dinner. Guys, my name is Drew Thomas. It's been fun. I had a blast. Jason, thank you so much for having me. It's cool. I did shows for 50 people, but this is cool. It's like 40 people, you know, virtual everywhere. I don't even know where you guys are. I had a good time. Hope you enjoyed it.
All right. Let him hear it, everybody. Drew Thomas.